All right, Gracen, obviously you had to sit out quite a bit of fall camp. What was that like, just kind of getting the chance to watch it from the sidelines, see everything come together? Difficult at all?
Yeah, it was difficult, just not being out there grinding with my guys. That's really hurt me. But, in order for me to be better for the team, I got to be 100%. Just sitting in the sideline, just watching the different guys. I was thinking about it the other day because, like, I'm watching the team that that been for 4 years, just watching the different teams that I've been on, watching this team go at it. It's a different atmosphere, it's a different energy. Guys really want it. So, just sitting back and just watching everything, really helped me and really made me want to go hard for my guys because just how bad they want it.
What did it mean to you to get that nod as a captain?
It meant a lot, just like I said, just watching the teams that past year, my freshman year to now being my senior year, just giving the younger guys key points, getting everybody motivation, just means a lot so I can lead the team to where we want to go.
Yeah, you mentioned needing to sit out so you can get to 100%. Do you feel like you're close to 100% heading into the season?
Oh yeah, 100% right now.
What was it like seeing some of those younger guys get reps in your absence? Obviously, don't love sitting out, but it does create more opportunities for other guys. How do you think some of those younger guys did with those increased opportunities?
Oh, they handled it really well. Coming into fall camp, everybody hears how hard it is, But those little guys like Cortland, Newcomb, they all went to go attack. Every practice, every fall camp, they wanted it more. They was hungry.
What kind of leaps have you seen out of Marcus Strong? Because he's a name that we keep hearing a lot about throughout camp.
Oh, yeah, he's been taking big leaps, knowing what to do, getting the technique down. He's taking big leaps. You're going to see him this year balling out.
Brent said, I think last week, that Fabecchi's been the most consistent guy along the offensive line. Just what have you seen, from going against him, from watching him, from where he went last year to now?
Yeah, just being more hungry. He got something to prove. A lot of people down on him. His mindset has changed. He's aggressive. Knowing just the different techniques, knowing where the defensive line going to be when they pass rush and they run set. Fabecchi just got a great mindset now and just going to attack.
Did that start immediately in the winter for him, or was that something you kind of saw come out in him in the spring ball?
I feel like for everybody, it was right after the season last year. When the guys got on board from different teams, when they got here, the transfers, we was all locked in. So just over time.
Gracen, what do you just make of this group of captains? There's several guys. I know Brent said that he feels really good about the leadership on this team. What do you like about this group of captains?
Yeah, experience, humble, willing to go get it at no cost, at all costs, you know what I'm saying? Just a group of guys that's willing to lead the team, willing to go to war for anybody on the team.
Gracen, what have you seen from a guy like Robert Spears Jennings, and how are you excited about him this season?
Yeah, his mindset, I'm excited. That's my guy right there. Just putting his name on the board, I feel like people have been down on him as well, and he knows that too. So just showing what he's got and showing what he's capable of.
To you, what does leadership look like? Because we saw guys like Danny and Billy last year. I know we've asked a lot of people about that, but it seems like everybody's kind of, taking it on their shoulders to be leaders. Is that accurate, like more as a group this year? Yeah,
just overcoming adversity, proving the doubters wrong. People out there talking how good we can be, how bad we can be. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about the outside noise. So it's keep coming to work every day.
How much is just going out there for you guys, this group of seven, just making plays when it really counts?
Yeah.
Become a big part of leadership.
Oh, yeah, just showing, putting the work onto the field, doing more, taking more action, less words, just showing the guys what we can do.
Gracen, you've been a part of some peaks and valleys here in your time at OU. 6-7, back up to 10-3, back down to 6-7. As you look ahead to the season that lies ahead for you guys, what gives you the most confidence that there's another peak coming?
That there's guys willing to work, no matter what coach throws at us, those guys ready to attack either the drill, one-on-ones, team session, those guys ready to attack the drill.
A lot of people want to talk about next week's game with Michigan, but what do you guys want to get out of this first game on Saturday?
We're focused on this week, getting better, studying the guys that we're from play at Illinois State. We're not really focused about next week. When next week comes, we're going to lock in and be worried about it. But just be worried about Saturday and how we're going to attack Illinois State.
You're kind of known as a guy that provides a lot of pressure from the interior on the quarterback. Are you seeing David Stone kind of develop that part of his game as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everything's clicking together for him. Now he's got to show the world.
What is it that allows a guy to excel in that position?
Really just mindset, knowing what to do, technique, getting off the ball. You know, the small things that you need to just correct to be explosive, to be disruptive.
You're not focused on next week, but having something like that ahead, does that add any urgency to make sure you guys have everything smoothed out where you want it to be in week one, like immediately from the jump?
Yeah, it's no stress. It all comes from preparing in fall camp. You know, that's what fall camp is for, going through adversity, you know, going through the ups and downs. I feel like we're ready for it.
What stood out to you about this defense and the guys you have on this defense throughout fall camp?
Just guys that's willing to go get it. You know, willing to go get it. Offense, going to attack no matter who it is, no matter what circumstance we're in. You know, just going to go attack. Be some dogs.
You got a lot of new faces. How excited are you just to see this offense go out there with Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer and Jay Knott and all the new guys?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great show to watch. You know, all those guys coming together, you know, it's a different type of connection. You know, Coach Arbuckle, he came in, he already knew he'd been there. You know, it seemed like he'd been there forever. So, you know, he's just comfortable. You know, once the coach is comfortable, the guys are comfortable. So, you know, you can just see it played out.
When you look at this group of 7 captains, there's one guy amongst those 7 that's in his first year with the program, and obviously that's John. Now, it's one thing to come in and be the starting quarterback. It's another thing to come in and be immediately named a captain. What can you say about the leadership qualities that he brings to the table that's enabled that to happen?
You know, he's QB1, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got to follow him. He's a head guy, and I know he knows that. You know, just getting the guys in the right mindset every day, you know. Like I said, no matter what the coach throwing at us, he's right there so that we got to go attack.
And how about Jaron Kinnick, a guy that has switched from defense to offense, is now top of the depth chart for this game at tight end. What do you think of him and his growth?
Yeah, that's my guy. You know, he was on the defensive side last year. Now he's on the offensive side. You know, just seeing him ball is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know he could play tight end, but you know, when I seen him out there, I'll be like, okay, you can see where he's getting from.
When you see what this defense became last year, and knowing that you guys still need to go out on Saturdays and do it, what do you feel is going to be the biggest area of improvement from where you guys left off last year going into this year?
Just being consistent. You know, we already know what we need to do, to be a great defense. You know, now it's just going out there, putting it on the field. You know, being consistent every week. You know, no matter who we play.
Anybody in particular you're just excited to see go out there and play that's impressed you? That maybe people haven't seen a lot of.
I say Kip Lewis, Kobe McKenzie, Cortland. You know, K5.
Just a big linebackers fan?
Yeah, I'm a big linebacker. Those are guys playing right behind me, so we're going to make sure we're right in the middle. But, you know, RJ Spears Jennings, Peyton Bowen, you know, Mike Boganowski, sleep, how hard he hit. Yeah.
Thanks, Gracen.
Thank you.